How y'all doing again? Today I'm just gonna continue uh, in Galatians. Uh, Last time we left off with goodness and faith. Today we're just gonna see how many I can get today, so we can finish up this verse. I started everything with a good spiritual diet. So fruit is important in any diet. Probably one of the biggest parts in a diet is fruit. So this is these traits ought to be some that we are producing as saints in the Lord. All right, the next word up is gentleness. I'm gonna give you a definition of gentleness. Uh, Same dictionary I had before. Uh, Gentle or gentleness, they got it. It can go for both. So, so it starts off. It say kindly or amiable. I can't even pronounce it. Amiable. Amiable. Yeah. The second definition say mild, not severe, rough, or violent. And I made a polite, refined. So those are great words. But like I said, specifically, I think of gentle pretty much as being, excuse me, it's getting kind of late. I had worked a long day, so, so, but um, yeah, just being a kind person. But I'm gonna give you the opposite of being gentle. Like it was saying, some words in here was saying rough or violent. And another main word I would say that we are proper say the opposite to that would be harsh. And I'm gonna give you a definition for that word. Uh, Harsh. I had my place. I ain't lost the place. Okay. It just saying one definition for it is ungentle or unkind and unpleasant in action or stern, cruel, austere, physically uncomfortable, desolate, stark, or harsh, unpleasant to the ear, and well, I may just leave it there. They say unpleasant or jarring. It just really it's your approach to things and an approach I would say kind of it really dealing with your approach to certain things and how you respond to certain things. You can either respond in a like you said a kind way uh or you can go into a harsh way. But generally, I think most people would rather be around people who are kind and and not confrontational. That's pleasantly what everybody wants. And I know for me, you don't want to be around people loud and so rude. It's okay to, like I say, depending on what it is, you'll kind of want somebody to tell you the truth. Cause sometimes when people who telling the truth can sometimes come off, some people say you mean, but but you gotta really, it just like I said, it's your approach to how you handle a certain situation, how you deal with people. Cause you want people if you in the spirit, you want to you training yourself to. Some people can take things one way, and the other person can't take it the same way. But you just want to be in whatever situation there. You just want to know it, and like I say, and go in a kind manner So like I said, oh, you don't deter nobody because some people, some people just you don't want to be around. A lot of people don't want. I know I don't want to be around, especially drummer people. I was about to say drummer queens, but it's you got some men that are just as terrible. So, but you just don't want to be around people where it's just an unpleasant environment to be in. You know, but then some people go this far as saying that everything ain't gonna be. You can't just be nice all the time. They even go as far as saying Jesus wasn't nice all the time. No, he wasn't, he he was Jesus. He was able to he was able to heal people. A lot of people want to just make an excuse to be harsh or don't want you to. I guess a lot of people want to be okay with whatever they do, and sometimes it's just not the case where that what you do is right all the time. I mean that's for everybody. Everybody get in that position where maybe have they days and say something, but you want to always be. If you got gentleness in you, you gonna correct that, and you gonna say I'm sorry, or like I say, you gonna rectify that thing. That's kind of if you got the spirit in it, you gonna have that humbleness to you. And like I say, you don't want to ever come off especially where people just don't want to be around you. You can't draw nobody to Christ if that's a mean person. But like I said, but it is true. You can't. Sometimes you have to go kind of be straightforward. But like I said, you just gotta remember, even with you, sometimes you just gotta think about how it was before Christ came into your life, and if you can do that, you'll be okay. Especially dealing with this word. You want to always want to learn ways of laying out the words. So I don't want to keep going on, but like I said, but gentleness is in the Bible. That's something you got to learn. You're gonna have to take that fruit. You may not like that fruit, but you're gonna have to learn. That's part of it. You gotta practice it. With everything is practice. You gotta keep doing it. Keep studying, asking God for His wisdom and knowledge, because you don't want nobody to be lost. You just don't want to lose nobody. Put it that way. Since you know what the end is gonna be, you want to be successful. Want to have that mindset, or you want to be successful in whoever you're trying to reach. You feel me? That's what I got for gentleness. Now this is moved to the the word that nobody wanna deal with in this time. It's long suffering. Long suffering. Whew. Nobody want nothing to do with that word, but it's part of it in the spirit. I think about the apostles. Especially in the early church, all the things that they went through. Just to preach the word, and I think about Peter, John, also like Paul and Silas in the book of Acts. I probably won't read too much of it, but see, they went through so much. Imprisonment for no reasons, and let me see if I want to read. Let me see. If you go to the 16th chapter of Book of Acts, it right here. I may add in another word. put in another word, because even through their suffering, their long suffering, because they had to deal with a lot of pushback in their ministry, and so like I said, so much that they were in prison for just speaking the truth, and but yet even though going through all that, the beatings and everything, you know, they still had peace and joy. So I'm gonna get four. I got four today. But if you got your Bible, turn to Acts the 16th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 23rd verse, and this was after they had been taken to the courts, the lower courts, and been lied on, saying that the people saying that they trouble their city, teaching customers which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. I said I was gonna start at 23, but I had to read all the verses. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. Who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison, and made their feet fast in the stocks. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundation of the prison was shaken. And immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loose. And the keeper of the prison, awakened out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling, and fell down before Paul and Silas, and brought them out, and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? And see, I may have to read read a little bit more. Let me read a little bit more. And brought them out and said, Sir, what must I do to be saved? And they said, Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. And they spake unto him the word of the Lord, and to all that was in his house. And he took them the same hour of the night, and washed their stripes, and was baptized, he and all his straightway. And when he had brought them into his house, he set meat before them, and rejoiced, believing in God with all his house. So, after this, that long suffering. So they like I said, I just read that, but they're feeling they were still at peace, after all of this, being like I say, beat down, the long suffering, but they still have something in them. They had a peace, truly. They say the peace that passed all understanding. They still was okay, and they say they sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. So they were still, even though the condition they was in. Even though the condition they was in, they was still at peace, along with, like I say, what they were going through. Because, like I say, when they say long suffering, if you read that book of Acts, all those disciples, they went through it long, pretty much throughout their whole ministry, suffering, the pushback while trying to do a good work unto the Lord. So, that is that because their spirit was this greater than what their flesh. You know, they was living in the spirit. They didn't too much care about even about their fleshly body. They was just out of that, you know. But they had this such great peace, and I could give you a definition for, well, you know what the Bible say, but I'm gonna give you also another definition for peace. But when I read them stories, I'm like, wow. You know, us natural people, we fall out of pocket for a lot of stuff, and we really, according to these ministers and apostles, but they went through some things, but their heart was in just such a good place. Peace, the normal, non-warring condition of a nation, a group of nations. Ain't what I'm looking for. Silence, stillness. I like that. Freedom of mind from annoyance, distractions. So I like that stillness definition for it. You know, I actually got a Bible dictionary. I don't know why I ain't looking at it. But I like that word stillness. When you think he's stillness, you're not shaken. You know, you had such a peace. You're not shaken by much of anything. And these jokers, then they had joy. You know, because joy it's different than fun. You know, some people joy is just it's different from fun. Fun it can last only a short period of time. You know, you want to do things that joy it covers a spectrum where how can I say it? Joy it's something that you can do something and it'll stick with you for a while. You know, it just, like some people say, like let me think of, joy is just something in you that you know you have done something right. You know it's right and you okay no matter what comes up. That's that joy in you. Some people probably have a different definition, but joy is just like I know what I did was right and it's gonna last down the line. You can look at you can go back and look at it and say, I know that was right. Yeah. And I'm gonna kind of stop there because love. I kind of went back in a backwards motion because love. If you got true love, see all those that came after that. I'm gonna do about the same thing with love because if you got this, is what love entails. True love. You know, love never fails. Uh, but I think I want to wait because the video getting kind of long. Uh, but I'm gonna read this one chapter. I'm gonna go to Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13, and I maybe have to read that whole chapter, but I did want to get a start on it. 1 Corinthians 13:4. Charity suffereth long and is kind. We just talked about that. Gentleness. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, self-control, temperance, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. 8th verse. Charity never faileth. I'm gonna leave it right there. That's cause if you got love, you know, it's like it entails all of those words that we talked about. That's in Galatians 5 and 22. If you got love, you got the rest of them. You got the rest of them. If you got love, all those should be following right after it. So if you say you love somebody, the love of God is in you. Yeah, all those gonna fall right in line with it. So I may have to end it right here since I ain't already read the verses. But if you got love, all those other things gonna fall in place. Just like Paul and Silas, they had a love for Christ. No matter what they went through, you know, they kept their joy and peace, and they were just looking towards the future. And like I said, they went through a lot of long suffering, and suffering for a long period of time. For some people, it'll do something to you. But if you have long suffering, just know, I would say this: the Lord would not put no more on you than you can bear at any time. So He knows your limit. I mean, He knows your limits. And He just will not put so much on you that you cannot bear. His word is true. So I would say we ain't finished that whole 2 verses, 22 and 23. And the fruit of the Spirit. Like I say, if you got love, all those other traits should be in you that's not failing. So yeah. On to the next subject. I got some other things in my head I want to talk about, and I just got to choose which one I want to hit on. We are in that time of season where, well, a lot of people, I hope to be eye-opening a little things, because I got, like I said, I got some things in my mind I want to talk about. I think you just had to stay tuned to see what they are. I'm a little tired. So I'm going to see y'all on the next go round. Y'all be safe. And y'all take care.